This video is an overview of the flash drive that accompanies your textbook. And on that flash drive there are two folders. The first one applies to everything that would be used in conjunction with your textbook, and the second one applies to everything that would be used in conjunction with the workbook, the vocabulary workbook. Let's open the textbook one first. There's templates inside this folder if you are required to do research projects during the course. You just click open and it will be right there, and you can explore those later if you want to. Next is a film viewing commentary sheet. This is really handy when you're watching the films. If you click on this and open it, it will give you a template where you can write down a scene, a memorable event, or some memorable dialogue as you're watching the video, trying not to take your attention too much away from the video, and then maybe your deep thoughts on it afterwards. And then you can use this for your discussions of the video clips. So that would be very helpful. Going back to the flash drive. The next one is an Adobe Reader link for the latest download. Adobe Reader allows you to read PDF files. So you just click here and you click on that link and it will take you to the download if you need it. Then there's some download templates for if you want to use these for either this course or another course for taking notes. You can just go in and explore these different templates. They're very useful for taking notes. If you watch the Proctorum study technique, it tells you how to use these notes. You probably won't use them in this class, but they'd be really helpful in other classes that you might be taking, such as history or science or psychology or something like that. They'd be very helpful. There's some for left-handed and right-handed people, and for typing and for handwriting your notes and everything else. They're very, very useful. Watch the Proctorum study technique if you want more info on that. And there's some government documents. We have 4 themes in this course, and one of those themes is government and politics. So I put some government documents in here that would be useful. Common Sense by Thomas Paine, the Bill of Rights and the first 10 amendments, the Constitution of the United States, and the Emancipation Proclamation. So you don't have to go out on the internet and search for those. You have them right on the flash drive if you want to refer to them. There's some internet links here. One is to the ebook library at the University of Virginia, which is has a lot of really good resources. And the other is to Thoreau's Walden and the environmental setup that they have. And that's a really interesting. When you read about Thoreau and Walden Pond, you might want to come back and explore that. PowerPoint slideshows. There's a slideshow on connotative and denotative language, which we'll be talking about quite a bit during the course. How to copy and paste from, say, the internet into a Word document. Proctorum PowerPoint, Proctorum study technique. PowerPoint is there if you want to use it and share it with your friends. And 3-step process for finding a thesis. I think this one is. Click on that and see. It could either be the thesis or the main idea. I'm not sure what I have in there. 3-step process of finding the main idea. And there should be a 3-step process to finding the thesis somewhere else on the flash drive. Okay, so that's handy. There's some games for studying the vocabulary words. There's some study cards for the a lot of the techniques that are in the pages 1 through 22 are here. They're flashcards. You would click on one side, which would be annotations and their definitions, and you print that out, and then you come back and you print out the front side of it by putting it back in your computer, and you print out the front side, and then you can just cut them down into study cards and use that for studying. There's also some Quizlet games for the pages 1 through 22, so you want to make sure you click on the link for Quizlet games in the module, and it'll take you to some games that will help you to master those terms before you take the test. And here's the 3-step processes for finding the main idea and the thesis. The first question on every reading selection that you do at the end of every reading selection is on the thesis. So you really want to make sure you master this. You might even want to print it out and put it in your book and refer back to it. And then the other one that's there is a 3-step process to finding the main idea. And just about every paragraph has a main idea either in it or associated with it. So these are study cards you can cut out and maybe share with a friend or post around the house. I had a friend that used to do that. He used to post them on the bathroom mirror and every place else, so he would learn the techniques and things that he had to learn for his classes. So that's the thumb drive for the textbook. This is the thumb drive now for the vocabulary book. It has the research project folder again. Film viewing commentary sheets are again put on there. There's audio clips. So if you want to do the optional at this point spelling test, you can use these audio clips. You just click on it. You click on the audio for the chapter you want. You listen to it, and you can either write the words in your book and check them according to the matching column. They go in the same order, or you can input them into the computer in the practice tests that are there just by listening to the audio. And there's a video that tells you how to do that. Okay, going kind of fast here because I'm limited on time with this recording. Adobe Reader link, we already talked about that in the other one, but I like to duplicate things sometimes just for your benefit. Instruction slides. So when you do the vocabulary, the first page is a brainstorm exercise where you just write down what you think would make sense. And that sharpens your ability to figure out new words when you come across them that you're not familiar with. And so that does not affect your score at all. It's a brain exercise. But once you do that, then you want to know what are the real words and how close did I come. And that's when you click on this, and it will open up a PowerPoint. And it's a little slower than I want it to be. The PowerPoint is free to you. You know, the whole Microsoft Office is a free download that you can have by just going back to the initial module, and there's a link there for you. So when you get into the PowerPoints, you click on Slideshow. It's at the top of the screen. You can't see it. Well, maybe I can bring it down. You click on Slideshow, and then you click From the Beginning. And that's going to take you through the slideshows of all the words. So here's your first word. Now maybe you would have wrote down fight or argument or something like that, and the new word is altercation. And you notice I also have these broken into letter groupings. That's for spelling purposes, not for pronunciation usually. Sometimes it works both ways. So altercation, if you're going to spell it, you want to break it down into letter groupings. A-L-T-E-R-C-A-T-I-O-N. Sets up a rhythm in your mind and makes it a whole lot easier to remember how to spell the words. And in this course, I used to have my students learn how to spell all the words, but because it's online now, it's a little bit difficult. It's not impossible, but it's a little bit difficult to test for spelling. So I just leave it at just learning the definitions. But just for your own benefit, you might want to learn how to spell all these words. They're words you'll definitely be using in the future. Okay, the next one, these are interactive puzzles. Now you have to download Java to your computer. Right here it has it, so you should be able to just do it from here. But if not, you can go online and do it. And then you only click on the web browser symbol. The rest of the things just make it work. And I'm not sure, I don't know if I have Java on this computer. We'll find out in a second. You click on a web browser, and no, I don't have Java loaded yet. This is a brand new computer. My other one got a virus, and I had to get a new one. But what that will do when you do click on this, and you do have Java loaded on your computer, it will open up the puzzle, the same puzzle that's in your book, and you can do it on your computer, and then you can copy it over into your book. And when you do it on a computer, there's a little check button. So you click on the check button, and any letters that are incorrect, it will take out of the puzzle. So you want to make sure you click on the check button. Otherwise, it won't correct it for you, and even if you do it wrong, it'll tell you it's fine, you did a great job. So make sure you click on the check button if you do these on your computer screen. Then there's some other PowerPoint games that you can play. These are kind of neat. I created these quite a while ago before Quizlet games were available. Now we have the Quizlet games as well. But the same kind of thing here, just slideshow from the beginning. And you'll get this, and you just click the begin button. And you have a cool little game here, and you click on that, dispersed. Think of the answer for that. Dispersed would be like scattered about. So you do that. Broke up, scattered about. Okay. Here's the one, 300 points. Migraine. Migraine we know is a severe headache. So severe headache, often including nausea and so on. And back to the game by clicking a little return arrow. And so you have that to play. It's kind of a fun game. And when you're done with that, you have to hit the escape button or it'll just stay there. So make sure you do that. And so there's a lot you can do to learn the vocabulary words. And the vocabulary words in this workbook are about 90, probably 7% of them were taken right out of the textbook, so that it helps you to master the readings in the textbook. It also helps bring the reading level down a few levels for you to make it easier. So I went through with a highlighter and I highlighted all the words I thought you would have trouble with, and then created the workbook. So you always want to do the workbook exercise first, then do the reading selection, and it's going to help you to understand the reading selection and reinforce those words for you. Okay. Some more games. I forget what these are. I have to click on them. Oh, these you can put on your phone. So if you want, they're basically picture files. I'm not sure if this one will come up on my computer or not. Probably not. So like I said, let's see if I do that. Yeah, there we go. So it will give you a flashcard. That's the first one, so it doesn't really show us much, but let's go to like the third card on there. And it shows you the definition for the word. And if you go to the next card, there we go. It'll give you the word, then the definition, or the definition and the word, whichever way it happens to come up on there. Okay, so you can put those on your phone, your tablet, whatever, even your computer. You just transfer them over like a picture file, and then you just swipe through like you would do with your pictures. And you can study your vocabulary words that way. So it's pretty handy. You know, if you're at work or you're waiting for a ride or whatever, you take out your phone and you have these on your phone. And then words and definitions for printing out. These are created in Word. And so you get the words 1 through 5. They come up like that. Okay. And then you print that out and you break it into letter groupings for spelling or, not, whichever way. You print that out, and then you go back and you bring up the definition side. You put your paper back in the printer and you print the definitions on the back side, of course. And then you cut them into study cards, and you have some neat little study cards that you can use, either letter grouped or not. Again, I would recommend you learn the spelling of the words. I used to require it. I don't anymore, but it's a really good idea because it's so important to spell well in whatever career you're going to be in. It really helps you to either get ahead or not get ahead in that career. So that's basically it. That's the flash drive. The publisher used to have CD-ROMs with each of the books, and because so many students started to say they didn't have CD-ROMs on their computers anymore, we had to make a change. And so, I talked to the publisher, and it was quite an expense to change over to flash drives, as you can imagine, and he decided to do it, decided to include it with the textbook, and it covers both books that way. So hopefully this helped you to understand the flash drive and what's on it, and I'll be uploading this to the computer.